Hello, everyone, and welcome to Counselor Area Feature Friday. I'm your host, Brian Urban. In these features, we hope to give you some simple tips, tidbits, and tricks to make your days easier and your patients happier. In this feature, we're going to talk about the text to pay option. This is a tool where you can send a text directly from counselor to the patient or responsible party, and then they can, of course, click a link within that text and make a payment. Now, what I'll show you here is the setup of the text template as well as how the texts are sent directly from an invoice itself. I do want to qualify this process is optimized for the credit card integration process already built into Counselor with Gravity Payments, but it could be used for other methods as well. So if you use an external credit card processing company, you could insert their generic link into the template, which I'll show you in just a little bit, and send it out. Of course, you would lose some of the optimization because the clinic would, or the patient would click the link, make a payment, and then you'd have to manually assign that to an invoice. So what I'm going to focus on here is the integrated credit card processing within Counselor, but just keep in mind it can be used in other scenarios as well. All right, so here we are in a patient's invoice. Very simply, if you have the texting option activated for Counselor, right, you already can send on-demand text to patients. You probably already have it set up for like appointment confirmation text messages. If you have texting set up for your clinic, you will then see a text to pay option under the actions menu within an invoice. Right, so this is the step where you can go ahead and say, yes, I do want to send a text message from here to a patient. You can choose your template. And I'll show you in just a moment how you set this template up. But once you select the template, pretty straightforward like it is elsewhere in the system. You would simply bring the template. If you need to make a modification, you certainly can. You'll want to leave of course, the yellow highlighted area alone. That's going to insert the payment link. So very simply, you send it out. Now this patient will have been text that link. Once they receive it, of course, they click on it. It'll autofill their information. They would simply then just click continue, and it will then take them to the payment screen. And so they can go ahead and make a secure credit card based payment or debit card payment. Once they've done that, then your invoice is automatically updated, right? The payment has occurred, doesn't matter, 24/7 when it happens, you will then see the payment in the invoice automatically. Um, if you have it set up, you can also get an email notification when payments happen online. Okay, but point being is, once the patient or the responsible party makes that payment, you're all set. It's all taken care of. Okay, so this is how the text is sent out from the invoice. Let's look at how you set this up, how you get that template ready so you can send out the text. We're going to click here on Administration, the top menu bar, and then select Text Message Templates. Okay, if you're not familiar with this area, this is where you'd set up text messages for any purpose, right? Whether it's a general, we want to send out a battery club or happy birthday or whatever the case may be, as well as like appointment related text message. Many of these go out automatically as part of the appointment type setup. And you also can set this up once again to go out from invoices. Okay, so it doesn't have to be text to pay, by the way. You could use this feature for other purposes, but likely the most common scenario would be text to pay. So what you do is you would create a template here by picking invoices as the category, right? In fact, what I'm going to do is just grab the one I already created, just to show you that you would choose invoices. You can title it whatever you want. This is just for your internal use. It's not conveyed on the text itself. And then once again, you have the basic text. We are very happy to help you set this up if you have any questions, but overall this one should be pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of additional a lot of text usually included in this. So very importantly, this placeholder is located here under patient and then invoices, and then you will see payment URL. Okay, so that's the place where you're going to use. Let me just click on this so you can see that get inserted. Yeah, just put it right in the middle there. So it'll go wherever your cursor is. But that is the place where, once again, that will insert the link for that specific patient, for that specific invoice. So it gives you a really targeted approach through a very, very basic template. So once again, once you have your text message template set up, right away you can go into an invoice, even invoices created previously, and you can send out text messages, and then patients can make payments straight away from there. This is a one-by-one approach, so you go into each invoice and send a text message out from there. All right. If you have any questions about this, please give us a call, email us, live chat us. We are always happy to help. Thank you very much for joining us for today's Counselor Ear Feature Friday. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.